returning to the now is coming back from your mind into this present moment where life is happening right now. The aliveness of life can be experienced only in the now. So this present moment is the doorway to the real now. This doorway is always open. The now is always inviting you. Full consciousness, Source, God, pure consciousness itself is always here, always now, always open. However, the average human person is very little truly here and now. The average human person is 96% not here and not now. The first step is to slow down your mind, is to slow down what is happening inside you, is to slow down your searching, is to slow down looking everywhere, is to slow down your emotions and your energies. It becomes easier to take care of your attention and focus when the energy slows down, when your mind slows down. Your attention and focus is the biggest traveler in your whole life. Your attention and focus is rarely ever present here now. It is always focused for the average human being externally, on external objects, an environment. For those who meditate, your focus is always internally, exploring the inner dimensions, exploring inner feelings, energies, and spaces. And yet, it is still traveling. It is still focused on the inner objects, which are feelings, emotions, energies, and spaces. So this realization alone can give a glimpse to the magnitude of how much one is traveling everywhere. The inner world is actually the whole universe, which can be discovered, and you can spend decades or even lifetimes meditating and meditating, experiencing this place, another place, one kind of energy, another kind of energy, visions, feelings, in different kinds of spaces of peace and nothingness, everythingness. So the inner world, the inner universe is even bigger than the external world. And yet it is still not being fully in the now. To be fully in the now, you need to stop traveling. You need to stop traveling with your focus and your attention, externally or internally. And what happens when you stop traveling, externally and internally? Everything stops. Time stops. So that is the experience of the timeless now. And that is a deeper entrance into the present being. However, the full consciousness, the true now, is completely boundless. When your attention and focus is fixed onto anything, it has no point of reference. Your attention and focus has no position, no positionality that I am this person and thus I perceive reality from this point of view. That is called perception, individual perception. The full consciousness is the absolute now. It is completely boundless. So there is no fixation onto anything specific. There is no involvement of attention and focus with anything specific. And there's neither any kind of absorption into any kind of energy or space. Because one might experience emptiness and they will think that that is full consciousness. No, it is not. It is the space of emptiness. The real emptiness is when attention and focus is not even fixed onto emptiness. It's not even involved with emptiness. It's not absorbed in emptiness. So it is not going somewhere into emptiness and staying there. The now is always here. So we need to relearn how to be here boundlessly. The purpose is not for you to go and camp in emptiness. That is not enlightenment. It is not full consciousness. The purpose is not for you to go and camp in space of peacefulness, although it's very peaceful and beautiful. Because the next moment will come and things will change. From peacefulness you will come to chaos. And what are you gonna do then? So energies have a tendency to change. Life is always changing. What we call life is the universe itself. However, boundless now is even beyond life and death. So this boundless now is always accessible, always available, but for some reason your attention and focus is always focused on something. And to be liberated is to consciously recognize what you're focused on. So we will realize that the external environment is objectivity. When you look at your eyes, you usually look at the objects, not at the space in between. When you meditate, you tend to go inside and focus on something there too. That is the intermediary process towards the boundless now. So how do we get to this boundless now? So this moment is the doorway. Your attention and focus is the key. And now we can start to discover the practices of this association, this involvement, this attachment, this identification, and liberation of your being into this boundless now, which has always been here, it is here, and it will always be here, unless your mind will focus on the past or future. So the first practice is to slow down and to recognize that yes, there is involvement, a fixation onto something. It may be also fluid, like a feeling or energy. It may be spacey, as the space of nothingness. But for a few moments right now, you can recognize that you are already aware of this environment yourself and your experience right now already without any effort. And that is true for everybody. And how do you stay there in that boundless awareness, consciousness now? You stay here not by focusing onto something more and looking for something more. You come to the now by relaxing your focus and your attention. You can soften your involvement. You can gently start to withdraw your attention and focus back into openness. And you will immediately feel, as you perform this practice, that something is in front of you. You will feel that there is some kind of pressure in front of you. You might feel that there is something heavy in front of you. That is the energy that you have been always involved with, but it seemed to be normal to be involved with something. And now you can gently withdraw your attention and focus backwards or upwards into openness, into the boundless openness. Boundless like the sky, openness. If some thoughts arise, slow down your mind, come back to your breath, come back to your inner space. It will become easier to manage with your attention and focus. Recognize that your attention and focus might be like a jumping monkey from one branch to another. Oh, what a beautiful vision! Oh, what is this feeling? What is this? What is that? That is still the jumping monkey. Relax, slow down. Slow down to the point of stillness and then step into boundless openness, stillness. No longer focusing on stillness either. So the only effort required is to return to the effortless openness. The effort is your habitual identification and involvement with objects, feelings, thoughts, energies. The boundless openness is essentially effortless. So the effort is deconditioning, disidentifying, coming out of habituality. You will recognize that there is nowhere to go. Your mind wants to keep moving, keep going. It's like a bicycle. If you keep on pedaling, fueling your mind, it's going to keep on going. But if you stop pedaling, there is still the momentum of the previous effort. But it's slowing down. Since there is no more pedaling, no more fueling. So where else would you like to go than to the boundless now? Freedom, liberation. You may have ideas about love, bliss, happiness, which are the memories of the past experiences. But the real love, bliss and happiness can only be experienced now. So let's not look for something as an idea. Knowledge is already old. Recognize that. Knowledge is accumulated of the past. It's already old. Experience the aliveness of now. This breath, this body, this environment. Many spend their whole day as a walking box of knowledge. I know, I know, I know. But they don't see anything around them. They don't experience life. They experience knowledge, accumulated past. Accumulated past. Accumulated past. For some of you, the openness of the now can be very hard because it is easier to be in the momentum of the mind. You are much more used to be habituated by the mind, to be involved with all kinds of exciting illusions. To all kinds of mentalized illusions, mentalized ideas, beliefs and thoughts. It's a whole fascinating world of mentalized beliefs. It's a theme park. You can spend your whole lifetime in it. So to be truly now, boundlessly, is very hard because you need to decondition your habits. You need to stop the momentums of mentalizations. You need to return to the boundlessness. It's easier to be contracted. So in essence, we are retraining ourselves to live boundlessly in the now. Retraining. You were born boundless, but then identified with the limitation of the mind and ego. And the last few decades, you were habituated to be identified with the mind and ego. So now we need to retrain. So the boundless now is something new but yet familiar. It is new because your mind is familiar. But there is a deep remembrance of boundless freedom and how good it is to be not limited, to be not identified, to be effortless. So the biggest effort in your life is going to be to become effortless and boundless. But it is a retraining process. To come back to the freedom, which has the qualities of bliss, love, happiness, peace, perfection. They will come and go, depending on your experience of the now. But they all will be available effortlessly. Another practice is to notice your attention and focus and keep expanding it like a balloon. Expand, expand, expand until it pops and becomes completely open. Expand your attention and focus more and more and more until it pops very gently and becomes completely open and boundless. It can be experienced very easily, the boundlessness, complete openness. Sustaining it, that is the second step. It is a bigger challenge to sustain that boundlessness because your attention and focus with awareness or without awareness, is going to get involved into something very easily. So you need to keep an eye, you need to develop a muscle of observing your attention and focus. You need to develop a muscle of observing your attention and focus. What are they up to? And it is you who is the painter, painting the painting of this experience. Your attention and focus is the brush. The boundless now is the canvas. And your attention and focus is painting, a painting already, which is your experience. It can be literally anything. So develop a muscle to observe what your attention and focus, what they're up to. What are they painting? Where are they involved? And this observation, it's called awareness. Being aware of what is happening. Observing your attention and focus. At the same time, you can allow everything to be processed because it is an intense process. So allow your thoughts and ideas to be processed. Allow your emotions and feelings to be processed. Allow your past to be processed so that the baggage becomes lighter and lighter. So that the canvas becomes purer and purer, brighter and brighter. The quality of the boundless now is brightness, because you are already aware and conscious. The intensity of the brightness is called bliss. So the boundless now is the canvas. Your experience is the painting. Your attention and focus is the brush. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and energies is the paint, the colorful paint itself. And that is what we call reality. So who is responsible for your reality? Isn't it you? Who has the power to change your reality? Isn't it you? So you are the ultimate creator of your experience, now and now and now and now. So you're already the Picasso. You're already very good at painting this experience. You've been doing all your life, painting your experiences. However, the freedom is the boundless now, beyond experience, being free from experience. Because your attention and focus is what creates experience. So when you're ready, you can start coming back, of course, to the now. You can take more time if you need. And we will have an inquiry into your painting, into your experience, and into your now. Okay.
And the boundless now continues to strengthen and grow. And kind of having more ability and capacity to sustain for much longer periods of time. And yeah, it's like absolute beingness and like no objects. Like there's no objects, no labels. It's like absolute beingness.
Very well. So the only advice I can give is a question, is there an easier way? And is there a way of less effort? Is there an easier way and more effortless way?
Yeah, it is getting easier. It's I can see it more ease.
Yes.
But there is
yes.
that.
So what you can put your focus attention is to examine, is there an easier and more effortless way?
What is really easy, like I really love this exercise, is the like no labels. Like when I do that practice, like no labels, everything just disappears.
Yes, yes, yes. Any contraction, involvement disappears. Very well. Okay. Bruno?
Feel like bubble. It's clarifying and disappear.
Disappeared, yes. Into what?
I guess the moment, present,
Yes.
nothing more.
Yes. So was that disappearance, was it boundless, completely open, free? What was the immediate feeling after the disappearance?
Something like that.
Become familiar with something like that. Okay.
Sense certain openness, it's more in the background, and like 95% of my attention is more on the foreground, the density. And there's a little bit of sense.
Okay, so since there is a natural tendency to give some effort, so try to see if there is a more effortless way of being. More effortless way of being. So you may say, oh, I'm not going to do anything now, but even not doing anything now drops into something. Understand? And when you drop into that something, observe, develop the muscle of attention and focus, but recognize what is surrounding that density. What is surrounding the density? So just to become more familiar, what is surrounding the density? What is surrounding the objects of your observation?
Kind of space.
Space, okay. You already are familiar with space. So what is surrounding the space? Difference. No, speak from now, from experience of now. So what is surrounding the space?
It's like endless space.
Endless space. Good. Yes. That's better. Endless space. Are you aware of the endless space? Yes. So what is first? Your awareness or the endless space?
Both, yeah.
They're both there. But I asked, what is first? The awareness or the endless space? You can put your attention to something else, and what is first? An object or your awareness of object?
I know that I'm trying to sense it out.
You can't sense it, it's beyond senses. Yeah, you can't focus on it. You can't sense it. It's there already. It's here already. You can't focus and sense awareness because it is prior to focus and senses.
Yeah, I see.
Good. I see, and that is the way.
Or not.
And relax, relax. Let everything to be processed. Okay?
It's exactly my trick.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Releasing, yes.
this is like singing and really
I will give you an exercise. An exercise. Sink into love. Yes. Rest in love. Put your mind to rest in love.
because for moments when my mind is sometimes coming back and you just have a serious face. It's like, and
Yes.
it's like I could feel it each one on the cheek and glowing, especially in my hand.
So allow everything to rest in love. Your body to rest in love. Your mind to rest in everything to rest in love. Allow that. Okay?
I really liked my mind tend to wander in thoughts everywhere I go. Not always, but a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the exercise. I could see that one hit things straight away, resonating with me when you said put attention to it and expand it.
Yes.
Because when you do that, by expanding it, you minimize it.
Yes, exactly, yes.
I really like that.
Yes. That is a very beautiful exercise and very easy to do. So your attention expands, 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 and just pops. Just like that.
was got very too much energy, so I'm holding.
Don't hold it.
Yeah, it's my choice. I get it pops, and just after a second, 2-3 seconds, it gets so intense.
Yes, yes, yes.
But then I kind of, even when I don't know, it's kind of in the middle somewhere, I'm not in the boundless now, but it's not on an object.
Yes.
So it's a soft attention,
Ah,
kind of cheeky attention, because I can't really, it's hard to see it, it's so soft, but it's focusing on something very soft, kind of
yes.
hiding from it.
If you feel good, comfortable, you don't need to inspect it too much.
Yeah. But that becomes very so nice, so it also becomes too intense.
Yes.
Along here, it's like super intense.
Yes, the energy flows up. It flows up. Yes.
So then I have to go back and try to expand. So then I miss the exercise.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a training. It's a practice. Because there is energy which opens, it processes, it increases, it expands. And you're step by step, you're returning to the boundless now, step by step. Your energy body needs time to process everything as well. Even all these big energies too. So that is all fine. And give some time for energies to flow, and when they finish flowing, then come back to the exercise. So allow everything to happen naturally. If the energy is high, you don't need to force it to do anything, just let it finish.
Oh, that can take an hour.
Fine, fine. It won't take lifetimes anymore.
Lucky.
I guess I have.
So naturally, with patience and then practice, everything happens already. Just more naturally, more patience and practice. When there's nothing happening, then do the practice. When there's a lot of happening energetically, let it flow. Let it harmonize.
I stayed with my eyes open last. So it was very difficult.
To keep your eyes open?
Yeah, because obviously there are a lot of objects to focus on here.
Oh yes, it's a theme park.
It's much easier to close your eyes, but I kept listening to. And what I experienced, I didn't experience in Boundless NOW. The calmness was so great that I couldn't
Yes,
sustain.
yes. Yeah. Calmness was so great. Stay there. The calmness was so great. That is already much closer to the deeper boundless now. And it's that feeling, wow, it's so great. And I can't sustain it, fine, but continue. You already came much deeper.
As a pressure against me. It's like
The pressure
puts
again.
a pressure against you.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I know.
The freedom will show you your limitations. The calmness will show you the noise.
Since I am alone at home now, I experience a lot of calmness. Never like this.
Yes. Yes. Very well, very well.
I think I experienced freedom, but it's only a memory. like
Yeah.
4 times in my life, the last few years.
Yes.
I know this master that has a taste. How can I describe it? Has a taste.
Like the air, isn't it? Like the air. Try to taste the air.
I don't know how to describe it, but obviously
So try to taste the air right now.
I can stay there, but then my mind.
No. Try to hold the space right now. Try to grab the space. What you can do is stop trying to grab the space and relax into the space. When you're trying, there's a certain effort and tension. Effort and tension. When you relax, soften, allow your attention focus to pop, you're back home immediately, and that is freedom immediately. It's here already. Space is here already. Air is here already. There's no effort for the space to be here.
The truth is scary, master.
No, that's fear. That is fear. The truth is not scary. The fear is scary.
Because
So now what you felt is the fear of unknown. This is what happened, isn't it?
I think I understood what the real truth is.
No, if you think you understood it, if you think you understood it, that is not the truth.
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time.
I think it will be 1,000 times.
Yes, but you will come closer and closer to it. 1,000 times in the right direction, you are gonna get there. 1,000 times in the wrong direction, well, that's scary.
You'll be getting away, obviously.
So you are coming closer and closer. And just relax, let it be. More calmness, more peace.
I was going to say that there is only the canvas.
Good, good. If that's what means to you, there is only the calm, yes. And then, and
the
now,
canvas,
the canvas, okay.
the boundless now.
But now there's a little bit slightly some fear of unknown too, let's be honest. So be with that just a little
Maybe
bit.
my doubt.
At first there was some fear, now there's a doubt. But it's not the truth which is scary. The truth is blissful, it's beautiful, it's perfect. The fear is scary. Only the fear is scary. So you need to become stronger than the fear. Stronger than the fear. The truth is love, is bliss. It's everything, everything, including the fear. But the fear is the obstacle to experience the beauty of the truth. So the truth of now includes everything, right now, everything, totally whatever is now. Not what you imagine, that's also included, by the way, what you imagine. It's simply everything which is now, here. If you're gonna start imagining something, it's part of the now for you. Yes, there too, here too. If you start feeling some fear, it's part of the now for you. Yes. It includes everything now. It's simple, isn't it? So it includes everything. It excludes nothing. if you exclude something, it already includes the exclusion anyways already. So whatever you do in the space includes already everything. Whatever you may do in it. So why not relax and expand? And then you will say it's hard. Why? Because you're habituated to something which is not easy. But it's a practice, step by step. Okay.
So it was less of a, for me the focus went less into a bubble, usually it just dissolves entirely, so that there's no words to describe anymore. There's no words at all. It's more like the level of, the layer of awareness just is gone. And then it's just the sensations.
Sensations, yes. Sensations. Physical sensations, energetic sensations.
Yeah.
Energetic, which one? Yes.
They feel physical.
Yes.
Usually.
So you simply were here, sensations now. No descriptions, no words. Here, sensations now.
Yeah.
Very good. That is very good.
There's some fear sometimes.
Yes.
When, because they usually build up upwards, also in my chest.
Yes, yes.
And then when they build upwards, sometimes, yeah, there's some fear.
Contraction, fear, and something is twisted and stuck.
Well, also the fact that I don't know what it means.
Yes, as well, yes.
But, yeah. And then sometimes that pulls me back into trying to observe it.
Yeah, so when you don't know what the tension or energy means, just be with it. Not,
yes. And then it dissolves. And it feels more like a full feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, very well, very well. It's a practice, and you have a very good eye to see, observe, notice. That's really good. And at the same time to relax, feel here now sensations. It is becoming more and more present here now. In a relaxed, open way. In a relaxed, open way. You are already present here now. Because you are now here, isn't it? So you are already present. But perhaps the boundless way is to step more and more into open, unattached, and simply just being simply here. Being simply here, simply here. What else do you want? If you want something, that's desire. Being simply here, openly, openly, openly. What else do you want? Some ideas will come, desires will come, fears will come. So that's called polishing the window of the brightness of the now. Okay, very well.
I decided to close my eyes. I thought that was better today if I just closed my eyes. As things started to slow down, the more it slowed down, the more I felt feelings of love and bliss. And sensations came. So I was feeling physical
Yes.
sensations. And I came to a point where I let go. I disattached from my
Experience.
and that was an excellent climax.
Climax, yes.
But then as soon as time stopped, and fear came. Like
Okay,
a
okay.
sort of, when you wake up.
Oh, okay.
From fear,
Let's slow down. Yes. So let's explore a little bit that climax. Become more familiar with that climax.
Every time that climax comes, it's a threat for me. It's like
Yes,
it scares me awake.
yes. Because you're more familiar with the fear, so it comes up. So you're more familiar with the fear. But what is that climax? It's freedom, it's openness, it's bliss. Love is also there too. Happiness, that would be happiness. Joyfulness, lightfulness. That is the climax, and the fear is the obstacle to live that way.
When I was a teenager, it was much easier to live that way.
No, that was the happy-go-lucky way. That was the happy-go-lucky way. That was not it. It felt nice and happy, but it was happy-go-lucky way. It wasn't that way. Not really. You are not aware of that, of this.
There was less conditioning.
Yes. Maybe less heaviness. Yes. Less baggage, yes. But it was not the boundless way. It was not a highly conscious way. It was just a fun way. So that is very different. It's very, very different. So now we are coming to a deeper truth, to the much, much, much deeper now than the happy-go-lucky fun way. Because that is a certain energy, you're flowing with it and you keep on flowing like the river happily. It's being flowing like a river happily. But we are coming to the boundless now, much deeper than that, much deeper than the river of fun way. This is totally different. So, since you're familiar with the baggage, since you're familiar with the fear, so the boundless now is not the baggage, is not the fear. Become familiar with that climax. Now it might be too overwhelming, yes, but become familiar bit by bit. Oh, it's actually joyfulness. It's actually lightfulness. Get to know it. Get to know it. Become familiar. And this is how you will overcome the fear and the heaviness. You see?
Experientially, with experience. Or by practice.
By getting to know it. Getting to familiarize with lightfulness, joyfulness, peacefulness, boundlessness, freedom, love, bliss. But essentially lightfulness is the first thing that comes up now, because you are used to being solid, or there is a bit of to be safe perhaps, to be safe and secure or comfortable or solid. So there's already familiarity with that. But become familiar with lightfulness. With lightfulness. It's like the same way like you stop eating heavy foods and then you say, oh, it's so light, I always feel hungry. It feels like I am eating nothing, because you're getting familiarized with lightfulness. Your body does not need, heavy meats. There are many other things which have much more nutrition than heavy meats. There is a higher vibrational diet. So now become familiar from the heavy diet to the lighter, higher vibrational diet. So lightfulness would be 1, joyfulness would be 2, and these will come help you to overcome the heaviness and the fearfulness. So start with those two. It's quite an easy task.
I think for me it was also the sense, when I first started to feel the sense of timelessness, it's like letting go over a safety rope.
Yeah. It brings up some fear, yes.
It brings up fear because you feel like you like
Losing something.
you pull back to being you again.
Yeah.
But then when you do it with some repetition, enough times,
Yeah, you become familiar, yes.
comfortable.
Yes. So it's also called becoming familiar again and overcoming the fear of unknownness. Unknownness is something that you don't know yet. Something that you don't know yet. Unknownness. The fear of unknown will sound also scary. The fear of not known yet, it doesn't sound that scary. It's simply you recognize I don't know yet. And I don't need to be afraid of it. I just need to get to know it. So that's the correct way of deconditioning yourself. The correct way of practice. Because even being with unknownness, it still sounds too big. Not yet known, oh, that's much easier. Okay, any questions?
That the unknown, what you don't know, is different from the unknowable.
Same thing, not yet knowable.
You said that not yet known.
Not yet known. Not yet knowable.
If it is not yet known, it can become known.
It can become known, yes, it can.
But then, if there is a boundless, it is unknowable, because...
No, don't think too much. Now you are just thinking too much. Just stay a little bit with not yet known. Don't jump immediately, don't skip the not yet known into being afraid of boundlessness. You're skipping something. You're skipping the actual feeling of unknownness. Not yet knownness. So be with that for a while. Don't skip. Just be with not yet knownness for a while. That's it. And I will add one more thing. If even that becomes scary, then recognize that love is surrounding you. That love is where it all happens. Because the opposite of fear is love. So even if being with not yet knownness becomes a bit fearful, then love is surrounding it. It's where it happens. And that surely then dissolves the fear into love. And then you can put your mind to rest in love. Your mind has been doing many things. It's so busy. Let it rest in love. It's overheating. Your CPUs and your RAM is overheating.
Time for an upgrade.
So the upgrade is into love. When you're overheating, rest in love.
That sounds to me, Master. I think I'd better throw away the lamp. Because that one, the knowledge, It's
Yes,
better to throw away the.
it's called frustration. So let frustration rest in love. Okay, very well. Thank you all. Okay. Now you can have rest. You'll recognize the tendency to click in your mind to keep on, oh, now I'm free. Free where? In your mind. Yeah, like there's always a tendency to jump back in, jump back in, jump back into the river. Develop the muscle, observing your attention and focus. That is my message to you. So now you're free.
You put this on YouTube. It was such a nice meditation. I'd like to share it.
Yes, yes. So we are meeting here every Thursday, same time. Every Tuesday we have planetary consciousness meetings online on Zoom. You can join anywhere. And we have upcoming retreats in May, in 3 weeks' time, May 9th in Gozo. There are 3 more spaces left, yes. Yeah, it's already fully booked and just last spaces left. So these are the major upcoming events. If you have any questions, you can ask. And there are many videos on YouTube where you can catch up. Or if you would like to meet for a private meeting, you can send a message. There is usually 1 or 2 weeks waiting time.